Hey guys, it's Friday, after work, done with the day, need alcohol. But before I do any of that, we're installing a command start into Taco. I can't believe I'm actually going through with this, but it's his fault.
I've been trying to get him for 2 years, but he thinks he's too smart for it.
I'm just too good for it. So I just honestly didn't like the fact about the whole vehicle shutting off thing, but whatever. So we're gonna get right into this and show you guys what method we're doing and how we're doing it. But first, we're gonna show you all the products and what you need and what you can get and what I got. So, because I have no idea what I got, let's get into it.
Today we're installing a iDataStart command start. Vehicles are not specific to one vehicle. You can program these to any vehicle you need. Just need to get the separate harness for it. These are from ADS Links. They're #1 leadings in bypasses and command starts. This version's the new version, been out for a couple of years. It has the bypass and command start built into one. The old ways used to be 2 separate units. Now there's 2 different versions to this one, with a harness and without a harness. If you get the one without a harness, you need a T harness. The one with the harness is more for hardwire and everything like that. So you just need to get a harness for the specific vehicle you're using and everything. Like the one we got is a TL7. It's for Toyotas and Lexuses from 2011 and up. And you get everything in. It's just a plug and play system. Follow the instructions and you can plug it in. You just have to run 2 wires, one for your hood pin if you don't got a factory hood pin. If you do, you don't need to run that wire. It just goes through your data system. If you don't, you need to run a wire. Another one just goes to your push start button, and that's just pretty much simple like that. And there's a couple minute job, maybe 20 minutes to half an hour, and you can have it installed. And it's pretty simple from there. We'll show you the rest when we get into the dash. Range this one, it's about 3,000 feet. 2-way remote. So the remote is just an LCD screen. The screen will show you if your doors are open, how long you got on your start time, few other cool options on there. So the command start you can use any time of the year, for the warm weather to keep AC, to the cold weather keeping your vehicle warm. So we will show you everything as we go. Okay, we're going to show you where some of these plugs go to. Everything's color coded on here and everything, so it's simple, just plug into where they go. We won't be using all these for this install because of the plug and play in the vehicle and the manufacturer. So like your one main harness here, or is this the main? Yeah, this one's the main one. See how it's blue, black, and this other black wire. So you just plug them in accordingly. The bigger one goes on this end. The blue one goes into here. This one swings over and plugs into this black one back here. And that's it for that side. Then, because this is like a 2-piece harness system, take your next piece, it goes to your ECM, and you plug it up here. And this red wire up here is not used for the vehicle, so we don't have to worry about that. So that can just get taped up there. These 2 run up to your steering wheel lock. And then we have these couple wires over here. The pink we don't need, the purple we don't need, these 2 we don't need for the install, so I'm just going to cut them back. The blue, white, and black stripes goes up to your push start button. So I'm just going to zip tie or tape it along the harness of this and split it off from there to keep everything clean and nice. If you have factory hood pin, you just disconnect this. Don't, like you just keep it up, and then you take your hood pin wire and you just plug into here and run it. And the other end runs into this. We will do that in our engine bay. Take your antenna wire, and then you just come to the bottom of it, you plug into this, and that's basically it. And just clean everything up and make it look pretty down on this end, and then we will go in the car and show you where everything is. One other thing I forgot to show you, this thing's for standard and automatics. So if you have a standard, you just leave this wire how it is. If it's automatic, you just come up here and you just snip the wire. And now you're telling the brain it's automatic. Just a black hooped wire. So this is the harness all prettied up. Everything's ran where it needed to. When you guys do something like this, you should keep in mind on where everything's going and have everything going there. Like I have the hood pin and antenna cable going up towards the back, because one goes up to the engine bay, one goes up the A-pillar. And then everything nicely with slack and everything zip tied to it coming out the front to go where I need to. Like this one will go to the ECU. I like that 2 wires that got to go up to, one got to go to the steering column, another one got to go to push buttons close together. So I ran them together up to a point, then I'm going to split them off, and that's pretty much cleaned up and looking nice. Now I just need to do the same inside the vehicle. So we're in the vehicle. all the panels you need to take off is your kick panel here, your door sill panel here, your knee panel here, steering column bezel, and then you just need to unbolt your airbags, push out to the side to just make it easier access to get up in here when you're running wires and everything. So it's pretty simple. One of the wires we need to get is back here on your ECU. See that? The next wire you will need to get is your steering wheel lock right here. And the final wire you will need is from your push start. You bring out the pin here and you're looking for pin number 1, and that'd be the gray wire back over here. 1's that way, 5's this way. If you get confused, you can just look on the back. It shows you the numbers, and that's what we're going to be doing here. I got most of the wires ran off camera to make it easier while I'm filming. I got the brain tucked up back there. It's going to stay there, but I have it zipped up for temporarily because I got to pull it back down for programming. But that's where the brain is. And when you're running your wires, try to be mindful and try to follow factory wiring as much as you can. Some vehicles are harder than others, some are easier. So I got my 2 wires here for the ECM. I ran my lock wire across there and following a factory harness here. Couldn't do much back there just because there's nothing there. And I'm gonna run it up here. Around the push start button here, across here, make sure you have plenty of slack on it because it has to go back up here. I almost didn't do it long enough, but I was just on the dime. I got it all soldered up. Can't see that on camera because the lights. Got it all soldered up. Just got to put tape on it. It's a negative sense wire, so if it's bare, if it touches negative, it's just going to run through your cycle like you're pushing the button. So it's okay for that while you're working on it. 1 button's there. You just pretty much grab it, pull it out like that, and then you try to keep all your wiring as clean and simple as you can. So you take the 1 plug-in piece from the plug-and-play harness, plug in there, make sure it's all clipped like that. And then you take your other end, and then you just put it into the factory housing or back in. And it's like, and there's dummies off of it like that. And that's all that is for that plug. Simple, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna come back and clean it up a bit here afterwards. And then your next one's up here. Same thing. Just unplug it, grab the harness, bring the harness up, plug it in, and then the other end you just grab and plug it in. So it's gonna look like that. And then again, I'm gonna come back and clean it up, pull wires around, make it all look pretty. And while you're running the antenna wire, the simplest ways to do is pull all this back to about here. Sure your antenna wire is running in a decent location. It's not going to bind up or get caught on anything. Bring it around. I like to try to feed it through this gap here. If you can see it. This gap between the dash and that. Just make sure it doesn't get caught on everything like it is right now. Why it's, oh, I'm getting mixed up with Corey's other wiring he did. Oh yeah! Let's get it all freaking knotted up in there. Oh, I guess it's knotted up on its own self too. And, oh, where is it? Hey, it's like finding the hole. Bring it through, grab it. Then you just pretty much put the piece back up around it. I'm just gonna tuck it up there for right now. So yeah, you just tuck it in there. You just bring this back down along it. Then when you have it here, just slide it through like this. So you don't have to take all that apart. Tuck it up down in there. Pull down the headboard or headliner just slightly, not too much. And just tuck the wire inside of it. Until you get to this point. The antenna is going to go about here. The rest of the slack is just going to go up in here. And then yeah, you just put this all back down like it's factory again. That's how you run that cable, simple and quick and fast without ripping half the truck apart. So I'm just going to tidy this all up and get the programming. So everything's all cleaned up and how it is. Looks like it's not there. I asked Corey to figure it all out. He can figure it out, but he can't figure out half the things anyways. I got the brain dropped again. We're going to get into the program position. There's 2 LED lights up here we just got to watch for, going from green to red each step we take. It's about 10 steps. If this doesn't 10 steps, and then she's programmed. So we're going to go through each step here in a moment. First step is to turn the push button on twice. I ended up figuring out I just didn't hit the button enough. They did turn green, red to green like they're supposed to. Now I'm going to hit this to stop. So after a long trial and error, finally got the remote program, got the bypass program. Just the bypass is hard to film programming it, filming while programming and doing all the steps with push to start. Remote we had problems programming just because this is a newer system and the program is a little bit different and didn't want to do what the original programming was. But we got it done, then we had trouble starting the truck with the remote, but then we realized, again, starting it's a little bit different from what I'm used to. You basically have to hold this thing for 2.5 seconds, and you got to make sure the truck's locked or it's not going to start. If the truck's not locked, it won't start. It's something Toyota does and has. Just hold the button again for 2 seconds, you can shut it off. We went back in and edited a program setting tune the bypass to relock the doors when the thing starts. Basically with the remote too, it does everything your key will do. Lock, unlock. Even does your factory alarm stuff too. And another cool feature to this thing is you can take your factory remote now and hit the lock 3 times. Is that 3?
One more.
And then it will kick the thing into start mode just from your factory remote.
Dead mom. Show them how it's done, boys.
And then it will start right from the factory remote.
Music to my ears.
So you still got the factory remote option or your other remote option. So you get to pick both.
I'm gonna just jump in through the window here.
Yeah. Why are you doing that? Why do you want to jump through the window?
Pull the hammy.
Why do you want to jump through the window?
No.
And it still does that feature. Unfortunately, can't get away from
the
it.
wire and we will cut it.
But you still got 2 options of using that remote or this remote. iDataLink used to just have 2 separate command starts. One that allows you to use the factory remote only, and you can add on other remotes, aftermarket remotes and antennas. This allows you to have both right out of the box.
The only downfall is this only has the same amount of range as the factory remote, which is like 300 feet. So, and we are gonna, at the end of this video, find an open road, and we are gonna go as far as we can, and we're gonna see how far the range goes for that command start.
It's 300 feet. I always say it's not really 300 feet. It depends on the weather, the condition, the battery life, and all that. You can get anywhere from a foot.
I'm talking about aftermarket. I care less about this thing.
Factory, you can get freaking 5 feet to 300 feet. It depends on the weather and stuff.
I got a card, but I didn't get a sticker. There's no stickers? I don't want.
No, there's no sticker. The only sticker I gotta run is underneath your hood where the command start when I hook up that wire. Letting people know there's a command start in here.
No stickers.
But yeah, otherwise that's pretty much it for wiring and install and everything.
Okay.
We leave a link to iDataLink's site in the bottom if you look at the programs, or
show you exactly the same model we got.
The products and everything like that, and the price will vary on where you buy and how you buy and where you go and everything.
The TL7 just came from Amazon. It was 66 Canadian, which is about 45 US. So if you factor in command start, so if you look at 12-volt systems, that is basically a remote start. It goes for about 200 US, but you look it on sale, it gets pretty good pricing. And it's all plug and play, yes. But if you don't want one that has short range, you want something that has long range, you know, 2-way. But they have also other options to add. So I mean, you can build your own probably cheaper, because if you have a friend for deals on command starts locally to you or something, you just got to buy your own command start kit with the right items, and then you buy that TL7, and you've got your own plug and play kit. So it'll vary on pricing very much, but the average is about 200 to 300. You're looking at maybe 400 or 500 on a really good one. The one you paid for was about 200 Canadian, I think. 300 on this, so anywhere from 200 to 300 Canadian. So it's about 200 US.
But it varies again. This product didn't come with a harness, so it's under about 200 some, 300. And you got to buy the T-harness separate. But if you get one with the without a T-harness, but with the hardwire type style, it's a little bit more.
Do your math on it. Compare your pricing compared to what you want, and go from there. So I mean, I've got a 12-volt system's technically here because it's already with that, and I've also got a super long range remote with multiple features to play with. So
for half the cost,
give or
basically.
take, because our dollar sucks, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, you got to look at the cost effective. This is the way I say it's a lot cheaper in the long run because you got two options in one.
Here's a reference for you guys. So there is options right now for us on CommandStart that are plug and play. The Start X plug and play, it's about $200 Canadian plus shipping. The one that's popular is called an MPC. It's about 310 Canadian. So right now we are $50 cheaper than buying this whole plug and play kit. So, and there's another one here for 2016 to 2019 for 170, but you may not have everything, but it also may not have any remotes or anything, so therefore you're only relying on this. And then if you want to add a remote for longer range of stuff, you go about on that. So please save yourselves some decent coin by all means.
And then another bonus of buying it this way too is, let's say you sell your Tacoma, but you get another vehicle, you can use this CommandStart in that next vehicle. Just have to buy another T harness for that vehicle and just get the it reprogrammed for that vehicle, and it's simple.
Yep.
So you can take this to any vehicle you have and want.
Well, guys, other than cleaning up Kale's mess down here that he always leaves on my floor, we are pretty much done. So we're going to clean everything up, and then you guys are going to see what it's like for a long range on the remote. We're going to see how far we get. And then that's going to be it for this do-it-yourself CommandStart on Taco. So, bye-bye. Alright guys, so now we're just to finalize this video. We're on a grid road. Nothing but open space. The trip is set to 0, on the bottom there. So we're going to do 0.9 kilometers or about a half a mile because that's the range that it says to. And we're going to see if the truck starts. So we are now 0.9 kilometers out. Technically, we're probably more because of his odometer is actually off. Now we just realized it. So we're going to see if she starts. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Yeah, so we're out of range, guys. So we're going to turn around here and try it again. Attempt number 2. So now we went back 0.1. So technically it's 0.8 now. So we're going to see if she works. Fail. Attempt number 3. We are now 0.2, so it's 0.7. Fail. Yeah, it's okay. Attempt number 4. We're past this Ford Focus that's on the road, and it's 0.4. So now we are 0.5 kilometers, which is probably more accurate to 0.9, I'd imagine, on his ratio. There it is. You can see it. See the lights all the way down there? Yeah. Oh, she's running now. Okay, so now we're going to drive out to the truck to see if she's actually running there. So, yeah, 0.5. So we got 0.5 kilometers, and doing the math and stuff like that, it's about 0.6 on his cluster to be accurate. So a little bit less than what it's advertising, but like I said, it could be just about anything, and I'm not too worried about the range, but I thought I'd just show you guys a little bit of the benefits of having a long range remote, because you never know where you might be, you know, top of the building somewhere, you know, you need a long range remote for that. So it didn't start there with the button simply because I didn't hold it down, and that's the whole issue we had the original way, is not holding it long enough, so it was giving 4 beeps and basically saying that it was unlocked. So hold it down for 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, say 3 seconds, and it starts. So, and then the parking lights run, so, and you're good to go. I'm excited to use this in the winter, so we'll see how she does. Later, guys.